Okay, so that means we're recording. Hello, listeners. I'm Hannah.
And I'm Anna, and you are listening to Stacked, the McIntyre Library podcast. On today's episode, we welcome our guest, Rachael Singer. Rachael, tell us about yourself and your role on this campus.
I am a third-year undergraduate student. I am double majoring in psychology and English rhetoric, and I am also a student employee here at McIntyre.
Wonderful.
A highly valued student employee.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Thank you for being here today, Rachael, and coming in on this very, very cold January day.
It is very cold.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about sweaters during the sound check.
We were.
That's
and
how
our
cold
favorite
it is.
sweaters. And I'm not wearing a sweater today, which is weird, but yes. Anyway.
Yeah, come on, Anna.
Miss the sweater number.
Dress for the weather.
I'll go home and change. I'll come back.
We'll wait.
Just wait for me. Won't take long.
Okay, Rachael, is there an icebreaker question that is speaking to you today?
I really love the question, what is your first memory of a library? I have to go with, you know how a lot of community libraries do like story time for kids or like fun little class event type things? When I was living in Arizona, there was one of like farm animals. I must have been 4, like really, really early. And it was also right after I had signed up for the summer reading challenge for the first time. So I was stoked, right? And they needed someone to wear this chicken hat and like balk like a chicken. And I got to do that. And I would say that's when I hit my peak, was at 4 years old wearing a chicken hat.
I wish listeners could have seen my face in that moment. I was like so delighted by this.
It was truly an experience.
Amazing. Okay, I think we all can disagree that is where Rachael peaked, right? Like, no, absolutely not.
That's,
that was the beginning of a bright and shining, course of your life. Onward and upward.
I think that's when my personality set in, was at that moment right there.
the willingness to wear the chicken head.
Yep.
I mean, there's something fun about chickens, right? Like, yeah. And maybe freeing about walking like a chicken. The other funny thing is this morning Anna was on the desk and she put footage of chickens on the kitten cam.
Well, there we go.
I did. I combined Mendelssohn and goats and chickens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a pretty great combination, actually.
Yeah, it was.
That's iconic.
Okay, so we're all fans of chickens here. There we go. It's really funny. I think all 3 of our guests so far have chosen that.
Really?
Icebreaker question. Yeah.
I love it.
Actually, I did too, and then Anna's the outlier. She chose a different one.
I did. I chose a different one. But I do love to hear those stories.
Yeah. It's all just like makes me melt. My heart melts
And
a
that
little
must
bit.
be one of your earliest memories, 4 years old.
Yeah.
So it was that strong. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yay, libraries.
Yay.
Yeah.
All right. So I get to ask our next question for
You
the
do.
podcast. What library thing are you here to talk to us about today, Rachael?
I'm here to talk about my job.
Amazing.
And I love my job, and I'm so glad I get to be here and talk about it.
Hooray. Okay, so tell us. So you're a student worker at the library.
Yes.
Tell us, I don't know, tell us about your experience of being a student worker at the library.
Yeah, so I have been here I started my sophomore fall. I'm going into junior spring, so a year and a half so far. It's funny because as a kid, I always wanted to work at a library. My mom would take us there all the time, so I loved reading growing up. And I was like, man, I want to be a librarian. And like, even as a kid, when people would like play house or whatever with their stuffed animals, I would just set them up with my books and like play library with them. So this is perfect for me. When the application came out, I was like, man, I don't know if I'm going to apply. Like, everyone's applying. My mom's like, just do it, because you won't get it if you don't apply. And I'm so glad I did.
Thank you, Rachel's mom.
Yes. Yeah. Shout out. Yeah. No, I love being here. It's truly, I would say, my favorite part of my 2.5, 3 years here so far. So,
what do you like about it?
The community. It really is the people here that really make everything worth it. I love just being able to connect with student, staff, and faculty on campus and be able to help people like answer questions when they have them or just connect and share stories as well.
Do you have any really weird stories about working as a student worker or funny stories, unusual things that have happened as a student employee at the library?
There was one weekend when I was supervising over a weekend where a patron came downstairs with a doorknob to a study room that just completely came off, and they had been trapped in the room because they couldn't get the door open.
Oh no.
And they had to put their phone up to the window to get someone to like open the door from the outside. They were able to get out. It was fine. Everything was good, but there was a doorknobless study room for a little bit.
Oh my god. This is like trying to find a way to get someone to help me. Putting like, oh god, okay.
Because just imagine, like, a patron just comes up to the desk holding a doorknob.
Yeah.
What do you do in that moment?
Yeah.
But we figured it out. It was all good. But probably one of the weirder stories I have.
So as a student employee here, you've learned a lot of different skills behind, and you largely work at the main desk, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So you've probably been trained on a wide variety of skills to do your job. What is the most interesting skill that you have learned so far?
The most interesting skill?
Or applicable to your life? Okay, maybe don't do interesting. What's the most annoying thing you have to do at the desk?
You should tell the story about answering phones.
Okay. Yeah. So when I started here,
I answer phones.
Answering phones is terrible.
It's
I'm just
terrifying.
going to put that out there.
I think I might be the only person who likes answering phones.
Oh, no.
I don't mind it at all. Yeah. So, okay, Rachel, you tell us about your experience with answering phones.
So when I started here, could not answer the phone to save my life. I can make phone calls just fine because I know what I'm calling about. But on the other end of the line, like, I don't know what the person's going to say. So when I was told that, like, answering phones was a part of this, I was like, oh, cool, okay. For the first semester I was here, the whole first semester, I did not pick up the phone once. I waited until somebody else picked it up. I would kind of just look over at my other coworker, like, so when are you going to pick it up? Because I'm not doing it. I was terrified of picking up the phone. And I was working winter last year, and I was working with Ashley. Shout out to Ashley.
Hey, Ashley.
And the phone was ringing, and she was in the middle of something and kind of looked over at me and asked if I could pick it up. And I was like, I don't know if I can. I haven't picked up the phone before here. She's like, what do you mean you haven't picked up the phone here? You've been here for 3 months, right? And I'm like,
that
yeah.
might be a record.
Yeah, I have. Just like, okay, like, you'll be fine. Just pick it up. You got this. If you have any questions, like, I'm right here. If you need someone to jump in, I'm right here. Shaking hands, picked up the phone. And to my surprise, it was totally fine. Who knew? It did not explode in my face when I picked it up.
Which was a definite possibility.
Yes,
like,
it was
absolutely.
a valid concern.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody screamed at you.
No, nobody screamed at me. I was able to answer their question. It was lovely.
Okay, so what helped in terms of phone answering and the terror held within?
It was definitely having the support of supervisors and the support of coworkers while answering questions. I think a big fear for me, and what kind of drove the fear of answering phones, was the fear that I didn't know enough to be able to answer questions, and just being able to ask questions to coworkers and to supervisors when I didn't know the answer, and learn that it was okay to not know the answer and to ask for help. That really helped kind of help me gain that confidence to answer phones, and now I'm the first one to pick up the phone, so yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful, because I sometimes when I work at the desk, I get a whole not it sense from the other. But that might just be because maybe everyone knows how much I love talking on the phone.
Oh no, I think it's a
No?
it's a thing.
It's
Yeah.
a thing. It is.
I've like
There's a definite reticence.
I've gotten to the point
Please
where I'm
don't make me.
numb, but there's anxiety about answering phones still, even after since like 2017 as like a library person answering library phones. So it's been a while.
I think it
You've
takes.
gotten
I
used
think
to
it takes at least 10 years, really. Though. So next year you'll be fine.
It'll just melt away.
You'll get
one
over.
day.
It'll just be gone.
There we go. Okay. Well, excellent. I love that story, Rachel, and I told you to tell that story. One, because this has been like announced and stuff, but Rachel won our Library Student Worker Scholarship.
Yes, she did.
And
Congratulations.
We're so
Thank
excited
you.
for her, and she told that story in her scholarship essay, and it was excellent. So,
Thank you.
oh, well, thank you. It was fun to read. But, like, I was so struck by that because, like, it's one of those things where, like, you know, working in a library, like, even if you aren't going to go on to be a librarian, like, there are so many skills that you learn in a library that are so useful no matter where you go, right? Like, the thing about answering phones, right, it's being able to assess a situation quickly and have, like, a flexible response, be able to respond to something unknown quickly, efficiently, effectively, and also, like, to be able to deal with people, right? And I think that's, I don't know, I feel like that's going to be very useful for you going forward.
Yeah,
right?
definitely two very big things that I'm going to need to know how to do. So.
Yeah.
Phone etiquette is real. This
Okay.
is where I make Hannah laugh. Okay, anything else that you want to say about your time as a student employee, your first year and a half as a student employee at McIntyre?
I really love it, and I'm excited for the next year and a half. It's going to be good.
Okay, well, I think that's a perfect segue into our last question. What do you love about libraries generally and McIntyre Library specifically?
I know I kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but it really is community. I think definitely in a growing digital age, there tends to be a lack of third spaces. And I could talk for hours about third spaces, but I think libraries are really one of those places that anybody can come and connect. And it's not just books. I think that's a big misconception too, is that like, oh, I have to like reading, no, there's so much at the library. Here, other libraries, just really, really great community spaces. And I think that's so important to keep around and like have them stay thriving in our communities. So,
Okay, you just earned like 50 bazillion gold star brownie points
Yay.
for the calling a library a third space, because that is amazing and excellent. And where did you learn about third spaces? Was it like here, like at some point in a class?
I have no idea, to be fully honest with
Okay.
you. Maybe.
You've heard the phrase, though, and you know that it applies to
Yeah.
libraries.
Yeah.
Very
Okay.
much.
See, I'm so curious about this, about how people like would learn about the idea of a third space, which we have talked about before on this
have.
podcast.
Yes.
Because I think that was the thing I said I loved about libraries.
I think that's also something Avonlea brought up.
There we go.
on
We
our
talked about that when
podcast.
Avonlea was here. Yes, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you made my little library nerd heart go pitter-pat, Rachel.
And they're
I'm so
especially,
glad.
and they're especially great today as the third space on a cold day. It might just be being able to get in out of the cold and sit in a chair for a little while and find some quiet corner
Yeah. A place where you can be inside and
collect
safe
your
and
thoughts.
yeah, just a space where you can be.
And I know for McIntyre specifically, when I was a new student here, I went to a lot of the events that were held for student engagement, and that really helped me get to know people and kind of get to know the space more. So when I did want to use the resources for academic stuff, I knew what it was and I knew where to go and who to talk to. So
Do you have a favorite? Is there an event that sticks out that you attended at McIntyre as a... Yes, you're smiling and nodding.
Yes.
And what is it?
Love After Dark.
Mm.
After Dark is probably one of my favorite days of the year. It's, I would say a party. I would call it a party.
It is a party.
library party.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's a first day of school party
Yeah.
at the library.
Yes.
Mhm.
After the first day of classes. I mean, what is it? Mini golf, laser tag, escape room.
Free pizza.
Yeah. Free pizza. Can't
Snow
forget
cones.
Games of all kinds.
that. Yeah.
Giant Jenga.
Yes.
Sometimes blackjack.
loud music in the library.
Film festival, loud music, karaoke. Karaoke's a new thing that's been very popular at After Dark.
And a very fun dinosaur.
Yes, and reference Rex makes an appearance, and sometimes plays Blue at the ping pong table. So this year, I'm hoping Reference Rex really turns up, and so first day of classes.
Are we doing the thing where we're like not revealing the identity of the mascot? Okay. So we say this, and we have an inside joke that we don't explain. Hint, hint. Okay.
The mysterious, mystical Reference Rex.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
You have to remember, I was here when Reference Rex was born at the reference desk while Kong and I were having conversations with a student named Christy. Oh my gosh. On a Sunday evening years ago. We had a little dinosaur that just happened to be on the desk, and we started making up stories about him, and we called him Reference Rex.
Wait, what happened to Reference Rex, the original?
He traveled to ALA. He made it back.
Okay.
And then he would move every once in a while from the desk to different locations in the library, and people would find him until one day Reference Rex decided that he needed to go off on his own and explore, and he hasn't come back. Sorry. I was really attached to that little dinosaur. It happened while I was gone.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I was there for the whole, and he had a Facebook page. We started a Facebook page for him. Oh, Reference Rex. Yep. So I'm glad to know he's still around.
The spirit lives on.
The spirit. That little plastic figure.
Okay, well, then let's say in honor of Reference Rex, let's wrap it up. Rachael, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
This has been a delight.
Yes.
It has. So thank you.
Okay.
Stay warm.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. Thank you for listening to Stack the McIntyre Library Podcast.
Our guest for this episode was Rachael. Thank you for joining us, Rachael. We appreciated it so much. You were a great guest.
We're so lucky to have you in the library as one of our student workers. We would also like to thank Jill Markgraf, the entire digital studio team, and everyone in the library for their support.
This podcast was recorded in the large audio studio at McIntyre Library.
It was hosted and produced by Anna Zook and Hannah Carlton.
And edited by Hannah Carlton.
The music was by Matt and Lucy. Thank you so much. We really, really love it.
And in honor of Brett Goldstein, quoting Bill and Ted, be excellent to each other and go to the library.
Good advice. Good advice.
It is.
Bye.